Hey everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my Japan solo adventures.
こんにちは。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
In this episode, I just left the atomic bomb dome in Hiroshima and I'm heading towards Miyajima Island. And over there you can see the famous Story Gate, and behind it is Miyajima Shrine, which was built in the 12th century. I arrived on the island at approximately 2:30, and this was the same day I arrived in Hiroshima. Unfortunately, they announced rain in the next 3 days, so this was my only chance to go up the mountain and enjoy the great views by cable car.
Hey, buddy.
A lot of people were actually scared to approach the deer, but if they're not friend, why friend shaped? And now I'm just gonna make my way towards the Great Torii Gate, and after that I'm gonna take the cable car up the mountain. And since the next 2 days is gonna rain, in the next episode you guys are gonna get some great ASMR, me walking through the rain videos, just like this one. Although Miyajima Shrine was built 800 years ago, the Great Torii Gate you guys are about to see was built in 1875. That makes it almost 150 years old. And in case you don't know this entire island is actually a Shinto shrine, which makes it a sacred place. That also means that women aren't allowed to give birth on the island. There's also no grace on this island. Sick people are usually removed from the island before their deaths. However, 500 years ago, thousands of samurai died in battle right on this beach in front of me. At midnight, 30th of September, 1555, the Mori army arrived ashore in secret during a thunderstorm and attacked the Sui army. Hundreds of samurai died in battle, and the remaining Sui forces retreated to Taishuin Temple, which is where I'm gonna visit in the next episode. That's why please don't forget to subscribe and click that bell notification icon so you'll be notified when I upload the next episode. Luckily, when I arrived, it was low tide, meaning I could walk all the way to the Great Torii Gate and touch it. And no guys, that wasn't me looting the sacred Torii Gate, and also she's 150 years old, so it's fine. Joking aside, it's a surreal experience being here, and Miyajima Island is gorgeous, and I highly recommend it to anybody visiting Japan. It's already 3 o'clock, and I started making my way towards the cable car because the last cable car down the mountain leaves at 4:30. And that's Miyajima Shrine that closes at 4:30, and I'm gonna visit it tomorrow along with this place up here.
The island's got its own fire department and ambulance service.
The shop on the right looks super interesting, so I decided to stop on the way back. But for now I had to catch the bus because behind me there was a big Indian tour group that was also heading towards the cable car. And wouldn't you know it, I was the last person on the bus, so everybody else behind me had to wait for an extra 20 minutes for the next one. Luckily, being the last person on the bus means I'm gonna be the first person off the bus, and from what I read, there's usually about a 45-minute wait to get on the cable car. And I was out of breath because I ran up the stairs just so other people wouldn't get in front of me. And yet the line was pretty huge, and I waited about half an hour to get on the first cable car. While I'm going up the mountain, I couldn't help thinking that 500 years ago, samurais died in battle right on this mountain trying to escape the invading forces. This is only the first cable car that goes only halfway up the mountain, and in a minute I'm gonna change it with a bigger one that has some incredible views. It was almost 4 o'clock when I arrived up on the mountain, and I had a very limited amount of time to explore it before I had to catch the last cable car back down. This was probably one of the last views that the commander and his son, along with almost 100 samurai, saw before their death by the hand of the invading forces. The general of the Sue forces, Harutaka Sue, committed suicide down on that beach in that morning when he managed to escape, but saw that his entire army dispersed and there were no ships to carry him off this island. It does make me wonder though, why didn't he just swim for it? Because there's a lot of islands where he could have swum for and could have reached in 1 hour and hide.
Time to head back. The last cable car is at 4:30, and right now it's 20 to 4, but there's a huge queue.
Getting back to what I was saying earlier, some might argue that the samurai had their honor and that's why he chose to commit suicide by sword. However, if it was me, I would have just swam for it.
So that's the entrance of the tram, and that's the queue.
Luckily, I managed to catch the last cable car down the mountain. However, while I was waiting for the cable car, I saw a guy with his grandma asking, "Oh, are you gonna take everybody off the mountain?" And she seemed probably in her 80s. And that means that if they got stuck there, which they probably did, his grandma had to go down the entire mountain. I have to say, guys, this was probably one of the best views and best experiences I had in Japan, and I highly recommend it to anybody visiting here to go and visit Hiroshima and Miyajima Island. Don't get me wrong, Kyoto's nice, Fushimi Inari Shrine is nice, but you really should see this island for yourself. The cable cars going up on the mountain were all empty. I arrived on the mountain at 10 minutes to 5 and I decided to rush and make my way back to the souvenir shop I saw earlier before getting on the bus. I'm back in the shop, but it was playing some music, so unfortunately I had to mute the original audio. Personally, I love this sort of stuff and I would love to own some of them. However, I'm traveling a lot and also wherever I'm staying, I'm renting, so I wouldn't have a place where to put them. In the future, If I ever manage to buy my own house, I would love to own some of this. These two actually remind me of a scene from one of my favorite animes called Gantz. If you guys haven't watched it, I highly recommend it. I decided to explore the island a bit and maybe find a restaurant. However, all the interesting restaurants were fully packed. So I decided to just walk around a bit, get on the ferry, get some food, and head to my Airbnb. And this is the entrance to Daishonin Temple, where almost 500 years ago, the Sui forces samurai retreated in that morning. Unfortunately, it was already closed, so I'll be visiting this tomorrow, and you guys can see that in the next episode. And I also got to see the island's ambulance service responding to a call. And I'm back at the Torii Gate, and it's high tide. That means that the Torii Gate is partially submerged underwater. And now it's time for a cinematic view of the Miyajima Torii Gate. It's 6:30 and I'm already super knackered. I've been carrying my backpack with me because I didn't want to waste time finding my Airbnb to leave it there, and I just wanted to explore the island first. After I arrive ashore, I'm just gonna get some food and head to my Airbnb. And yeah, for those of you that missed it, the ferry ride is only 180 yen, or roughly $1.30.
I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this is uphill. But I only booked this room for one night, so I'll see. If I like it, I might extend my stay for 2, maybe 3 more days. Just not sure yet.
And yeah, in the end, the room was great, and I ended up extending my stay for 2 more nights.
I'm just heading to a combini to pick up some food or something, and then just gonna relax in bed. Family Mart is only a 10-minute walk from the accommodation.
Inside, I just got some karaage, which is fried chicken, and some onigiris, which are some rice balls. And after that, I headed back. And that's gonna be my accommodation for the next 3 days. If you guys enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe and click the bell notification icon so you'll be notified when I upload the next part.